McDonald's success can be credited in part to the flavor of the popular fast food chain's shakes and burgers. The real secret sauce, though, has much to do with how the company has gradually evolved into more of a real estate corporation than a restaurant franchise. Did you know that? Hello and welcome back to our channel. In this video today, we'll talk about how McDonald's is a $39 billion real estate company and not a chain of hamburger restaurants. But before we begin, subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to never miss a video from us. Let's get started now. First, let's discuss when and how McDonald's was established. Returning their drive-thru barbecue business into a burger and milkshake joint, brothers Maurice and Richard McDonald opened the first McDonald's, or MCD, Get-Free Report location in 1948. The restaurant, which was based in San Bernardino, California, was really the brothers' second foray into the food business. The two had their first business together, a hot dog stand close to the Santa Anita racetrack. When compared to rival restaurants, the first McDonald's focused on offering burgers, fries, and shakes for a fraction of the cost and time. It accomplished this by altering the way a hamburger joint ran its business. The McDonald brothers erected a self-service counter in place of employing waiters and waitresses. They made their burgers in advance and warmed the food with powerful heat lamps instead of preparing each dish as it was ordered. This might be recognized as the fundamental layout of the modern fast food restaurant, but at the time, it provided McDonald's with a huge advantage over its more established rivals. In the end, Ray Kroc, a salesman for kitchen appliances who supplied the restaurant, noticed the McDonald brothers thanks to this approach. Although the brothers had already licensed a small number of franchise restaurants in Arizona and California at the time, Kroc was so impressed by their business strategy that he purchased the rights to start franchising McDonald's stores all over the country. In Des Plaines, Illinois, Kroc launched his first franchise restaurant in 1955, shortly after founding the McDonald's Corporation. Despite the fact that Maurice and Richard McDonald invented the first restaurant and its food service business concept, it is possible to argue that Ray Kroc was the one who started McDonald's as we know it today. He converted the unique eatery from its San Bernardino location into a big market. By 1961, Kroc had fully acquired the company's founders and assumed control of it. McDonald's is now perceived by customers as a burger restaurant, while in the business world, it is viewed as a real estate firm. 85% of the chain's restaurants are owned by the franchisees, despite the fact that it had sold more than 1 billion hamburgers to customers worldwide. Franchisees pay a fee to utilize the McDonald's name, its secret techniques, and its trademark menu items, but unlike other franchises, McDonald's owns the real estate in which the restaurants are situated. McDonald's makes significantly more money from the land compared to the burgers. Thousands of famous properties across the world are owned by McDonald's. McDonald's has traveled the world acquiring prominent real estate in locations like Moscow's Red Square and New York City's Times Square. Franchisees give McDonald's a percentage of their food sales, but the company makes a significantly bigger share of its money from the rent it pays on its real estate. In contrast to Times Square rent, a Big Mac is affordable. Although McDonald's continues to take a percentage of the sales from its franchisees, the leases on the nearly 33,000 franchisee-owned restaurants provide a significantly larger revenue stream. Let's now examine the McDonald's timeline. That McDonald's has such a short modern history is perhaps one of the most impressive aspects of its corporate history. McDonald's worked to establish its brand and business strategy during the initial decades of operation. It has since discovered a strategy that is effective. The company's recent past is interesting, especially considering how few remarkable things there were at the time. For nearly 70 years, McDonald's has maintained its rapid expansion, and despite experiencing both customer growth and decline, a steady stream of new restaurants has been added. McDonald's philosophy can be summed up as, if it ain't broke, don't repair it, to a degree that few other companies can match. The McDonald brothers entered the food service industry in 1937 when they opened their hot dog stand. The first McDonald's restaurant in the world debuted in San Bernardino, California in 1940 with the opening of their barbecue joint. They may have sold barbecue rib sandwiches, but there is no contemporary material to support this. The McDonald brothers are credited with creating the contemporary fast food service concept in 1948 when they converted their eatery into a hamburger and milkshake joint. Later in their memoirs, the brothers would give Henry Ford credit for their method, claiming that they had based their eatery on one of his Detroit assembly lines. The first McDonald's franchise restaurant opened in Phoenix in 1953. Maurice and Richard McDonald did open a number of restaurants throughout Arizona and California during the early years of the business, despite not making it their primary focus. In 1954, Ray Kroc, a traveling salesman for appliances, stops by the McDonald's restaurant to find out why a little hamburger joint needs so many milkshake machines. He purchases the national franchise rights to McDonald's restaurants. In 1955, Ray Kroc established his first franchise restaurant in Des Plaines, Illinois, which is also regarded as the birthplace of the present McDonald's Corporation. In 1956, Kroc and Harry Sonnenborn devised a business plan that gave McDonald's ownership of the land on which its franchisees built their restaurants. This approach is still in use today and is frequently regarded as one of the most important financial choices the business has ever made. Sonnenborn was appointed the first CEO of McDonald's firm by Kroc in 1959. 1961, Kroc pays the McDonald brothers $2.6 million, about $22.3 million in 2019 equivalent, to acquire their business. The brothers have changed the name of their original eatery to Big M. Later, Kroc established a rival McDonald's close by, which eventually forced both of them and the original McDonald's out of business by the end of the decade. The Golden Arches and Ronald McDonald are two of McDonald's most known emblems, which were introduced in 1962-63. McDonald's introduced its public stock in 1965. 1967, Kroc forces Sonnenborn out and appoints himself CEO. In the meantime, Canada welcomes the first foreign McDonald's location. The first Ronald McDonald House opened its doors in 1974. Kroc died in 1984. McDonald's opened a restaurant in Moscow's Pushkin Square in 1990. This is seen as a pivotal occasion in the end of the Cold War because of the cultural significance of the restaurant. On the first day, the restaurant served more than 30,000 Russian customers, according to its website. McDonald's first effort to operate a coffee shop, the McCafe, opened in Australia in 1993. McDonald's entered a period of rapid expansion in 1996. The company opened its 200,000th restaurant this year after expanding its restaurant fleet by twofold between 1988 and 1996. As a corporation, McDonald's started to aggressively expand outside of its conventional business model in 1998-1999. Although it would subsequently sell off its share in these businesses, it bought Chipotle, CMG, Get Free Report, and Boston Market. McDonald's had opened more than 11,000 outlets outside of the United States by the end of the 1990s, according to a 2000 report. 2013, the opening of McDonald's first restaurant in Vietnam is another symbolic event. 2015, the all-day breakfast menu at McDonald's is introduced in an effort to revitalize the brand. Since it's usually believed to have divided the restaurant's current clientele rather than attracting new ones, this has mostly been viewed as a failure. So what is McDonald's business plan for entering the real estate market? Its tremendous profitability is caused by the fact that it owns the land and structures at the majority of its sites, and its franchisees are responsible for paying McDonald's rent. They leased them out to franchisees at first, adding a 20% markup before raising it to 40%. They were making a fortune. Additionally, the company stipulated in the lease agreement that the markup would increase if the store was successful. McDonald's became unbeatable because the franchisee paid the lease markup or 5% of sales, whichever was higher. McDonald's real estate business continued to prosper as the chain kept growing. By 1988, they had grown both domestically and globally, opening 10,000 stores. McDonald's opened a new location every 5 hours by the year 2000, when they had 35,000 locations spread across more than 100 countries. Today's McDonald's. A number of fast food chains have been singled out by the labor movement in recent years for their recruiting and business methods, including McDonald's. McDonald's outlets have repeatedly been hit by strikes organized by the Service Employees International Union against fast food chains around the nation. To raise the federal minimum wage to $15 per hour, this campaign was later dubbed the Fight for $15. McDonald's has not taken a strongly held position on the matter, although it has gradually started installing automated ordering kiosks at certain of its outlets. The artificial intelligence firm Apprente was then purchased in 2019. This purchase is typically interpreted as an indication that McDonald's plans to increase its emphasis on a low employee, high technology, and self-service business model to reduce costs. This wouldn't be anything new, given that the McDonald brothers began their hamburger restaurant by letting all 20 of their waitresses go in favor of self-service, which allowed them to sell hamburgers for only 15 cents each. So even if people stopped eating hamburgers tomorrow, McDonald's would still be around because of its enormous real estate holdings. In this manner, an effective company model is created. What else could be used as a lesson if not this story? And that's all for this video. Let us know in the comment section how you found it. If you enjoyed watching this video, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you can watch more of these videos regularly. See you next time.